All right, welcome everybody to the post-game press conference for the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. We have Mizzou with us here, Coach Drinkwitz, as well as Nick Rodriguez and Connor Tollison. Coach, you want to start with an opening statement?
Yeah, obviously very disappointed with the result. I thought our guys had great resolve and great fight throughout the game, and obviously gave us an opportunity right there at the end of the game. You know, it's on me. I didn't do a good enough job calling plays tonight, or getting us into a rhythm, or giving us things that we could do and execute quick enough. And you know, bottom line, it's on me. So disappointed for obviously the seniors. You know, Connor, the way he's played and performed here for you know, the amount of time he's been here. You know, for Zion, for those guys, you know, this is going to stick with me for a while, not doing enough to help them find a way to win. But like I told them in there, you know, they helped rebuild this program to what we want to be. This year we came up short, and now we've got to find a way to move forward. And guys like Nick, you know, Ahmad, and other guys that are coming back, we got to start the process over again when we get back here in January and get back up, and that's what we'll do. So with that.
Yep. All right, we'll open it up for questions. Please wait till you have a microphone. Please tell us your name and where you're from, and we'll start right here in the front.
Eli Hoff, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Coach, on that last play when Brett came in there, was that something that you guys were made to do by the officials because of the hit to Matt on third down?
Yeah, they said he had to come out of the game. I guess it was the referee's decision.
And then just generally on the offense, what was the struggle with trying to find a rhythm and get it going?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the first drive we had a great rhythm. The second drive we had a good rhythm. You know, we couldn't convert some third downs, and then you know that the muffed punt right there, we were just out of sorts. There was a 3rd and 8, and we run a 7-yard route. There was a 3rd and 4, and we throw the ball behind them that should have been a clear first down. So we were just off, and then you know after the muff punt, just didn't have a great sequence there, and then obviously the missed field goal kind of took away the momentum. We were never really able to get it back. They went on that, what was it, 12-minute drive to start the third quarter, had 2 4th downs, and it just, you know, we never at that point were able to get in and settle in on what we needed to do.
All right, right here.
Callum McAndrew, Columbia Daily Tribune. Third downs on both sides of the ball seemed to be a bit of a struggle tonight. What was it that was kind of going wrong on both of those fronts?
Yeah, for us offensively, it was execution. You know, I thought we started the first drive off really good, and then the second drive, and then third drive, like I said, we were short on our routes. You know, so that was not good. Defensively, they did a good job keeping us off balance. They were running the ball, throwing screens, stymieing our pass rush. I don't think we had a sack. I can't remember the last time that we didn't have a sack in a game like that. And disappointing.
Clayton Freeman, Florida Times. Ian, on that, the 19-play drive to begin the third quarter, was there anything that they did that was different coming out of halftime that maybe was a surprise, or that the defense wasn't necessarily prepared for? Obviously, a very long drive there. Any surprises or anything that they changed up?
I would just say it was execution on our part. Nothing we haven't prepared for, it's just execution.
Right here.
Quentin Corpuel, Columbia, Missourian. Coach, just how would you evaluate Matt's performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought he did some really good things. Obviously had a chance right there on that 2-minute drive, moved us down the field pretty well. So, yeah, I mean, a lot to build on. And that's, you know, obviously it's a lot of growth. You know, everybody's got to grow and learn from their reps. And, you know, that's his third start, right? So, you know, I thought he did some really good things. Obviously wish we could have that interception back. And you know, I think there was just a couple of throws that we were a little bit late to, but, you know, overall I thought he gave us an opportunity, and that's all he could ask for. It was really on me. I didn't do a good enough job calling plays for him.
In the back there. No, I'm pointing at you. Yep.
Kennedy BB, KMU8 in Columbia. Ahmad Hardy didn't get the ball in the third quarter or until under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Was there a reason for that? Did something happen or?
I think they had the ball for the first 12 minutes of the third quarter. We came out, we threw an out route to Kevin Coleman that we missed. We handed off the jet sweep to Kevin Coleman that got us some yardage, and then we missed the third down conversion, and that was the end of the third quarter, if I remember right. I think it was 4th and 1, and we punted there. And then in the second half, I think the first drive of the fourth quarter was backed up, and we went, Jamal was backed up, we went run, and then we tried to run it again, and we ended up being short. We had a go for it call, but we jumped off sides, and then the next time we touched it. So, I mean, it wasn't designed that way. It just, we only had 6 plays, I think, and yeah.
Right here.
For Connor, just from your perspective in the trenches there, just what was so difficult for the offense tonight?
I think they did a lot of movement up front. I think they put a lot of people in the box. I think they knew that we were going to look to run the ball, and I think, they had a good plan for it.
And then Coach Drink talked about you guys as seniors who've done so much for this program. Just where's your mind at with this being your last game in the Mizzou uniform?
Yeah, I look back to, my freshman year, I think, when we played in the Armed Forces Bowl and we lost, and it was like a real step for the program forward. So I hope these guys in the locker room can use that same thing. Look at this and take that next step forward.
Over here.
Nick, I know it's disappointing, but probably your best game of the season, statistically for sure. What was working so well for you, and what kind of support did you have from Josiah Trotter? I know he's had a surgery before the bowl game, but what type of support did he give you in assisting you, I guess?
So I would say we just had a good week of prep. We all work together, and there's no one person that plays the game on defense, so we work together as a team. And Josiah Trotter, he motivates me, and he kind of showed me how to go through with the season. Unfortunately he got hurt, but he did leave a good example for us in the defense.
One last question. Anybody else? All right, right here.
For Coach, I know you've talked about you have to feel the loss before you can move on to it. Just what needs to happen next now with the portal coming up in a couple weeks and just to turn the page on this season?
Yeah, I mean, first we got to go in there and appreciate, the seniors for what they've done for us. And then, starting tomorrow, we'll finish up re-signing the current roster. There's going to be guys transfer. There's guys that already told us that they were going to transfer, but they wanted to play tonight. We really, really appreciate those guys finishing. And then once we have a kind of a final feel of where that is, and then we'll go attack the portal and build a new team. And that's college football now. I mean, every team's looking to rebuild their roster at post bowl games, post coaching changes, whatever, and that's what we'll do. We've got a really strong foundation. Nick's going to be back. You're going to be back, right? Yeah, he's got a 2. He's already signed. I'm just making sure. Ahmad's coming back. Matt Zollers is already signed. We've got a really, really strong foundation of guys that are signed, and I think people are making fun of people for putting out posters or tweets about re-signing. I think you kind of have to now just to make sure everybody knows who's coming back, right? So. But I think we've got a really good foundation in the trenches. We got a really good foundation in the skill positions, and so it's about filling in the holes, sustaining the culture. Guys like Nick and Ahmad and Matt and Jalen Marshall and all these guys that have committed to coming back and re-signing. They got to carry the culture that's been established that Connor fought for, and that'll be what we do and go back to work. I mean, nothing good comes easy, and so it'll be a fight to the finish here, or a fight to finish off re-signing our team, and then we'll go to work, and that's what we'll do. I think, and I know the fans are disappointed. I'm disappointed. I know that locker room's disappointed. and that's a good thing. That's a good thing when Missouri is disappointed after a season like this. That's where we want to be. That's what we got to be, and so that's what we're going to continue to fight to uphold. So.
All right. Thank you, Nick, Connor, and Coach.
Thank you.